A petition signed by more than 100,000 people calling for accessible disabled toilets to be installed in all motorway services in the UK is being delivered to the Houses of Parliament tomorrow. Standard disabled toilets do not meet the needs of an estimated 250,000 people who can't get out of their wheelchair alone. Our correspondent Natalie Perks has been out shopping with those calling for major retailers to improve their facilities.
It's a basic right that many take for granted, the freedom to use a toilet. But what if your disability made spending a penny in public a choice between sitting in your own waste or lying on a germ-ridden floor? This photo on social media of a disabled child being changed on a toilet floor in John Lewis prompted outrage. Yet for campaigners, it's an everyday reality.
If you were to see someone's child laying on a toilet floor or a baby, would you do something about it? Would you wait for the law to make you do something about it? I think this is one of those things that they should be doing for moral and ethical reasons.
John Lewis says its new Cheltenham store will have a hoist and adult-sized bench, and it's assessing whether these facilities can be incorporated into future shop refurbishments. It would certainly help. Currently there are only around 1,000 so-called changing places toilets, and in major supermarkets just 9 across the whole of the UK. One business, though, is bucking the trend.
Now, the main reason given by retailers for not having more of these toilets in their stores is space. This is around 12 metres squared, and money. It costs around £11,000 to £14,000 to fit one of these changing places toilets. Yet IKEA has managed to put these into most of their stores without any fuss and without really having to.
The law needs to change. It's like a dog with no teeth.
Samantha Buck and her 11-year-old son Alfie live in Horsham. Christmas shopping has to be carefully planned, but the council-run disabled toilet isn't fit for his needs.
There's barely enough room for his chair and me without getting him out of the wheelchair and laying him on the floor.
Instead, Samantha has to get Alfie back in the car and drive to their nearest suitable toilet. For many people, that is miles away. The law is confusing. The British Standard Institute recommends putting these toilets into all large public buildings, but it's not compulsory. Whereas the Equality Act says businesses have a duty to make reasonable adjustments to ensure those with disabilities can access toilets. But what constitutes reasonable? It's been left up to campaigners to try and enforce change.
Now can you see why this is so important for us? This is what we need just to go to the loo.
The government has helped fund a map showing people their closest accessible toilets. The blue spots show the sparsest areas where there are less than 10. The government also says it's looking into whether current regulations adequately meet the needs of disabled people, and it's appointed a disability champion for retail.
I think definitely when you've got a new build, there's absolutely no doubt that there should be a changing places facility in there. I think we have an issue is that we've kind of old stock in the UK, so it's quite hard when you've got a building to try and retrofit that.
Remember these people?
Disabled children become disabled adults, like 43-year-old Julie Clough. The tireless campaigning of her brother and mother has led to every major UK airport having a changing places toilet.
When an airport said that I had to use the room where they stored the body bags, that was the final straw. And I thought, watch this space.
It's hoped in the future they won't have to fight alone. Natalie Perks, BBC News.